Portugal lineup predictions. You guys were waiting, and we have to deliver here at FC Wonder Kid. 3 years later, the video is going to be posted now on YouTube. Go bold and check out this, because yes, I cannot contain myself with the excitement that I have for this competition. How are you doing, Bretson?
I don't know. Not as excited as you. No, I'm extremely excited, but not as excited as you probably are to delve into this incredibly deep Portuguese squad and what your 11 is going to be for that opener coming up. I think whatever 11 is thrown out there, Alex, Group F. I don't want to call it a cakewalk because I might jinx something, but there should be the ability for Roberto Martinez to rotate if you'd like. There should be the ability for him to even tinker some if he would like, based on maybe having something up his sleeve for the all-important knockout rounds. So I just keep looking at this and I'm like, you can't really go wrong any which way, although I'm sure you can on your end because you know the intricacies of it all. But like, without further ado, take me through it, man. What is your 11?
Bretson, how could, we all knew that nothing could go wrong with that Belgium golden era, and with Roberto Martinez, it did. Okay, I don't believe it will be the case with us, but it has happened in the past. We've seen a sample size towards that's happening, but one thing's for sure. Portugal are 100% one of the contenders to win Euro 2024. If you disagree with that, you're a pure hater, because this is one of the best collection of talents that we've ever had in our history playing football. It's unreal. This is a team top to bottom, full of world-class players in each position, many generations that are mixing together, and elite professionals. Bernard Silva is an elite professional. And Diogo Dalot is an elite professional. And Diogo Costa at Porto, so young, yet so mature with more than 200 professional games. He's also an elite professional. And we cannot forget Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes, one of the best left backs in the world. We all know he's a tremendous professional too. So I really just wanted to mention that at the start. So here with my lineup. My Portuguese lineup prediction for Euro 2024. Let's start with the defense, because tactical flexibility is something that we have now with Roberto Martinez, Bretson. Something we didn't have with Fernando Santos. So my defense of Portugal in Euro 2024, I have in goal Diogo Costa, new era with this Porto keeper. Then at the left, we all know I'm going to go bold with him, Nuno Mendes. Then other center back, Ruben Dias with Pep and João Cancelo. Yes, Pep, a veteran, I think will start in day one for Portugal. I do believe that will be the case.
Wow.
How are you feeling with what I'm saying here? With my defensive
when I wrestle with the fact that Nuno Mendes and Pep are 20 years apart from each other, once I get beyond that, that's pretty insane.
It's true.
Beyond that, obviously a Diogo Dalot, I could see him working his way in there, and just thinking about like if a Pep doesn't start, it happens to be an Antonio Silva, it happens to be a Gonçalo Inácio potentially, and that depth is scary. That depth is absolutely scary. I would rather see a Gonçalo Inácio paired with Ruben Dias, but I think you're right. I think Roberto Martinez is going to trust his vets. And to start, I can think of a 41-year-old starter. That's got to be a record, correct?
Portugal will possibly line up day one with Pep at 41 at center back and Cristiano Ronaldo as striker at 39. That's mad. Longevity
geriatrics in the 11. Just kidding.
Longevity
is mad.
Longevity kings in my point of view. And the center backs, like if we see, we have options for center back, Portugal, Ruben Dias, Pep, Antonio Silva, Gonçalo Inácio, and Danilo can also play at the back. But we got to focus upon Gonçalo Inácio and Antonio Silva are both under 23 and both play for Lisbon teams, Sporting and Benfica. So it's really good to see them having this chance to prove themselves in the world's biggest one of the world's biggest stages, the World Cup. That was the world's biggest stage. But yes.
And this is Pep's fourth, is that correct? Fourth Euro? I think his first one was 2008, if I'm not mistaken, right? With Scolari?
Okay, that does make sense, yes. I don't recall him being in the 2004 with the Ricardo Carvalho. That was class. Eloquence for a center back.
There was the whole naturalization process. I do remember the fight over Pep between Brazil and Portugal. But yes, Portugal won, and the rest is history. All right.
So
moving on, midfield.
My Portugal lineup prediction, I have Diogo Costa in goal, Nuno Mendes, Ruben Dias, Pep, João Cancelo in my defense, and my 3 in midfield. I'm gonna go bold. The only change I do for the last Euros to this one is Vitinha for Renato, because it's João Palhinha, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, just like my suggestion in the past, and my 3 forwards, Rafael Leão, Cristiano Ronaldo, and my right winger, no surprise, Bernardo Silva. This is the team that we can win Euro 2024 with, and obviously, look at our bench. The bench of Portugal in Euro 2024, it's going to be an absolute luxury. If we play Rafael Leão, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Bernardo Silva, we'll have on the bench João Félix, we'll have Diogo Jota, we'll have Gonçalo Ramos, Pedro Neto, Francisco Conceição, that we all... If you don't know about Francisco Conceição, you're going to know after the Euro 2024. Sure. From that right side, he's a demon dribbler. Unreal dribbler. No one wants to face him in situations of one-on-one. So, yeah, I have to be hyped. I have to be hyped, and I have to go bold for Portugal, because this midfield is pure class with Palhinha, Vitinha, and Bruno Fernandes. That Bruno Fernandes will be one of the best players in Euro 2024. Mark my words. Not Portuguese bias. Simply stating he's going to play better for Portugal than he does for Man United. Why? Because we play towards Bruno's strengths. And he's going to go bold with Ronaldo in front. He's going to go bold.
I will tell you that is the midfield that I have seen pretty much postered all over the place. I don't think there's too much deviation out there. And if there is, if there's somebody that believes that there's a...
Where?
No, I know. But if there's somebody out there that believes there's a better midfield amidst this Portuguese side, I'd love to know, and I'd love to know why. I mean, please argue with it, because it's interesting. I mean, for me, I guess when you're polling the crowd, right, when you're kind of looking at people tearing into this Portuguese squad, what do you say to the critics of, say, Bernardo Silva on that right side? Not necessarily being the same player that he is in, say, Pep's system, right? Kind of the same critiques Phil Foden gets for his England. What do you say to that?
Totally right. Pep Guardiola plays in a way that Bernardo Silva has the best style of play possible towards his strengths. We do not have that with Portugal. The way we play is not towards his strengths. Completely. That is a fact, what people are saying. I agree with that statement. But you said the midfield. Going back to that, it's like, if the first substitution in midfield for Palhinha, Vitinha, and Bruno Fernandes, whatever the position, I always want to see João Neves. João Neves is a golden boy for sure. Okay, Lamine Yamal deserves to get it. But João Neves, don't be surprised if he has a mega importance in this competition, okay? João Neves could be the new Renato Sanches, coming off the bench in situations that we need. Because when Benfica needed a hero most, when Enzo Fernandez left, João Neves filled that void. He became the hero of Benfica. He became the midfielder that found inspiration from Seychelles. He really took over. And Roberto Martinez, he went to 5, which fantastic Rio Ferdinand getting that done. You are invited to come to FC Wonderkid, Roberto Martinez, any day, okay? We'll talk only about Portugal, because that's the convo that we love to have here at FC Wonderkid. Wink. He says that, like, he went to see the game in Estádio Dragão about to watch João Neves, and it was almost like, if he plays well in this game, I'll select him. Guess what? He was man of the match.
He did.
Man of the match in Estádio Dragão. Something that's not surprising now. João Neves being the man of the match in any game in the Portuguese league is not surprising. And he's the player that's won more midfielders of the month this year, more than 4 in the league. Wow. At 19. At 19.
At 19, yeah. And but you're right, I think, in saying that the key man for this entire tournament, it's probably an incredibly important tournament beyond just representing his country, but for his club side too, is you got to say that the key man is João Palhinha, right? 2-time most tackles completed, right? Leader in the Premier League. With Fulham, which we all remember being an interesting next career choice for him. But he obviously wound up being a key man for that side. And João Palhinha, once again, is in the crosshairs of now Vincent Kompany's Bayern. So, yeah, a good tournament from him, which is much expected based on the consistency he has shown in the Premier League. It's going to be interesting how much, I'm sure João Neves is going to get time, but it is going to be interesting how much Palhinha plays that Iron Man role for them.
It would be interesting to see a double pivot with João Neves, Vitinha, and Bruno Fernandes. We saw that midfield against Finland happen. In situations that were comfortable, that could be the case because Vitinha and João Neves have the intelligence and the positioning. This is why people are raving on João Neves. It's the positioning on him. The positioning and the intelligence of João Neves makes him worth the 100 million that Benfica are asking. And if he has a top tournament, just like we saw Enzo Fernandez in the World Cup having that tournament that you have to pay the 120 million, who knows if João Neves can have that same type of development in the tournament. He's got the talent. He's got the talent.
Nice.
And if you got the talent with the right opportunity, anything can happen. But the best player of Portugal in Euro 2024, I believe it's going to be or Bruno Fernandes, or Cristiano Ronaldo, or Nuno Mendes. I'm joking with the Nuno Mendes. Just to get people, what did he say, Nuno Mendes? Or Rafael Leão, Breton. Rafael Leão could grab the torch and be the main player of this Portugal national team. I would love to see that happen, personally. Yeah. Personally. I'm skeptical.
I would too, because 4 goals and 26 caps. And I know not all those games were, say, important games, but I think people would have expected a little more from it. So I think this is an incredibly important tournament for him as well, because we've seen when he's dominant, oh my gosh, he's virtually unstoppable. Seen it in Serie A, and now you want to see it on the world's biggest stage. So I think a whole lot of Portuguese fans out there would be 100% in the camp of seeing Rafael Leão transplant that indomitable nature to this particular tournament. I think if he breaks out, it's I will upgrade you from favorite or from potential favorite to favorite. Beyond that, because that's when he is unstoppable, he is unstoppable. So it remains to be seen. And also Roberto Martinez, it also remains to be seen whether or not he will make bold selection decisions.
Well, at least in game substitutions. Roberto Martinez, with the amounts of talent that he has to get right with the internals in-game substitutions. That's my biggest doubt, honestly. With the amounts of talent that we have, I think Jose Mourinho about in-game substitutions could be a better manager. And that's the thing too. If Roberto Martinez has a poor Euros, the shadow of Jose Mourinho will start appearing. Definitely, because we all know here in Portugal, one day Jose Mourinho will manage the Portugal national team. The big question is when. So it could be after Fenerbahce. But let's wait and see if that will be the case. And my last note is, me as a Portuguese man, I got to be confident for the lineup, for the team that we have for Euro 2024. We've got one of the best goalkeepers in the world with Diogo Costa, one of the best center backs with Ruben Dias, one of the best fullback duos in the world with Nuno Mendes and João Cancelo, one of the best midfielders with Vitinha, we saw it at PSG, Bruno Fernandes when he's in form, Palhinha, one of the best CDMs, he's underrated if you disagree with that, Rafael Leão, one of the best left wingers, And Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best players, if not the best player for many people, in the history of football. And Bernardo Silva's world-class too for City. So that's why, me as a Portuguese man, the weight, I have to believe in what we can deliver. Because I believed before that final against France when we were underdogs. We cannot see ourselves as underdogs anymore. It's our time to conquer the world. Again. Come on, Portugal.
Well, yeah.
But yes, let us know. Do you agree? Do you disagree with our predictions? And Breton, one last comment. Go bold.
No, I just, this is one hell of a squad. That's all I got to say. One hell of a squad. It is whether or not,
that plays better than England.
This team obviously can go toe to toe with anyone. I mean, it's clear. It's why they're one of the favorites. I think I'm not even going to pour water on it. I'm not even going to try and critique it right now because this is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, collection of talent you've ever had. Correct?
One of the strongest. I'm 100%.
One of the strongest.
100%.
Okay.
In 2004, Figo, Ronaldo. Nuno Gomes was a special striker too. That was a really good team. Ricardo Carvalho, Ricardo in goal, quite iconic when he takes off the gloves. But I agree.
But beyond that, I mean, based on the positional talent and what you've got laid out. But yeah, this is Portugal running as favorites, and I'm really interested to see that identity. Man, you've got me caught on Rafa Leao. Like, that is the X factor here. Rafa Leao is the X factor. So
let us know,
that's
people.
It, but
your predictions down below. Do you agree with my lineup predictions here for Portugal? Let us know in the comment section, and like this video and comment down below suggestions of videos that you want about Copa America and Euro 2024 here at FC Wonderkid. Thank you for going bold with us, and thank you for listening until now.